All right, for more on this, we're joined by Zakaryya Abdelhady. He's an Egyptian political analyst and an assistant professor at the Islamic Thought and Culture at Qatar University. Thanks very much for coming on to the set with us. So despite the protests that we're seeing and questions over the turnout, is this a done deal?
I don't think it's a done deal at all. It's, I mean, that was a hope of the Sisi and his regime, the coup, that they were hoping that they have a big, huge turnout. He said in a television show that he wanted 40 million Egyptian voters to go in and vote. What we have seen, those figures, very low figures, that to the levels that his TV people in the TV shows, they were screaming and shouting and even insulting Egyptians to go down. And they say, you're traitors if you don't go down. And they're saying that the streets are empty and how dare you don't go and vote in the election. So they were insulting, they were accusing, and that was a crazy thing.
What can change right now, though?
What can change is what have changed in the time of Mubarak. Mubarak, he was the treasure for the West. He was a treasure for Israel, and people removed him. So it is the people in the street who are making a difference. It is not what media says.
At the same time, there is a lot of support for Sisi. He controls the military, or he has the backing of the military, which means that there will be some stability, and people just want to get on with their lives, and they want to see the economy fixed. And given the fact that he can offer these things, there are people who do back him.
Okay, if you to say that there are people who are backing him, definitely there are people who are backing him, especially the older generation. The older generation who have been used with Mubarak regime and before him Nasser regime, and they are fine with it. They are fine to carry on. But all the young youth who have seen and smelled the breath of freedom, they will not take it any longer. They are ready to sacrifice their blood in the streets of Egypt to give their freedom. And unfortunately, what Sisi have done over the past few weeks, when he was coming on TV shows, he was exposing himself more. He was telling them, I don't have anything. When one presenter asked him about his agenda and what he's planning to do for Egypt, he said, this is a top security, and I'm not going to say my manifesto. So it's a very vague president that unfortunately we are seeing.
But the only organized opposition that could have stood up to him were the Muslim Brotherhood. Exactly. So what's going to happen to them now? He's labeled them a terrorist organization. Where do they go from here?
He not only labeled them a terrorist organization, he killed them, he slaughtered them, he burned them. He made the Holocaust in Egypt. He put thousands there is over 25,000 political prisoners. And by the way, it's not only the Muslim Brotherhood. Everybody who was opposing him, he was sentenced to prison. Some were sentenced to death. We have not seen this figures of people being sentenced to death at all in Egypt, but we have seen people being sentenced to death rapidly like this. They will not disappear because the freedom is a thought. It's not it's something that you kill people. The thought of freedom will still be alive in the people in the street. And the fact that you go in the street in Egypt now and you see people are shot dead, and then the next day people will still come out and walk in the street, that is the live thought that will still carry on.
Zakaryya Abdelhady, it was really good to get you on the show. Thanks for your thoughts.
Thank you very much.